Hi everyone, this is Disha Dioxide and you are watching CEO Secrets, what made them successful and how we can make it. Today I am here with Santosh Gundapi, who is the youngest CEO of AT&S India. Today we will hear about his journey and his experiences. According to you, what is the future trend in jobs right now and how can we as students prepare for them, sir?
That is a wonderful question in my point of view because currently many times whenever I attend any of the engineering college functions or something, they always ask this question, what we need to do to get a job? Rather than directly telling the answer, I would say they need to focus what are the investments that are going on in the country. See, once the investment is there, of course, it will generate a lot of job opportunities.
Yes.
So, in the area of where the investments are more ongoing at the moment, if you look at it, the maximum investments are also happening in the electronics and semiconductor division at this point of time. If you heard the news now, like example, Apple is doing around 8% of the assembly in India in the last year, and their target is to reach close to 18% in 2025 within next 2 years. That means there is a lot of assembly will happen, there are a lot of suppliers is required, there are a lot of investment is coming on. All that requires a lot of job opportunity, that will create a lot of job opportunities. And the young generation needs to start gearing up themselves to get into those jobs. So rather than asking a question, basically, what are the job opportunities? They need to keep on looking what are the areas where the investment is happening in India and what kind of industry it is. To get into that industry, what are the skills that are required? There are different requirements, like the people are talking about artificial intelligence, then semiconductor division, then biotechnology, then microbiology. It depends on your passion also. Once again, I don't want to push any engineer just because, okay, somebody has got a success, then again you start running behind that success. So you identify what field you want to work. Like example, if you're good in designing, okay, there are a lot of good opportunities in designing of the PCBs or the chips and so on. There are like multiple companies available in Bangalore itself. This one is the hub for anyway the software industry. If you're good in coding, there are a lot of software companies that are in India. And if you're really passionate of the manufacturing industry, then you really look into the investment that are happening at this point of time, and then check what is their requirement. But there are certain common factors that comes into this picture basically. The example, if it is a mechanical engineering or electrical or electronics engineer, the statistical analysis is one field which everybody requires now. So whichever the field you want to go ahead. And there is a huge demand for statistical data analytics. And there are a lot of institutions which are giving this kind of opportunities. If you're traveling towards Bangalore, on the left-hand side, there is one of the very nice institute called Indian Statistical Institute. That is one of the best organization who teaches about the statistics. That's a government organization, but the teaching staff is wonderful and they offer a lot of statistical courses. Like example, you can do an engineering degree, plus like example, Six Sigma Green Belt, they got Black Belt program, they got couple of MSc programs and so on. So combination of your degree plus statistical data, that gives a different weightage to your resume. So, but if you're a guy of number guy, so if you're a number guy, that's the right job. No, I don't like number. I hate numbers. Then you need to look, okay, I like designing. Then you look what is the designing aspects. So always look into what is your passion and what industry needs. Then that combination becomes a perfect job for you. Don't only look for that my friend got job in that company, then I'll also follow him. You may not like it after 1 year or 2 years of time. And there are a couple of guys whom I have met it. They are like, number means for them, it's the easiest job. Like if you play chess, let's take an example. You like chess, okay, then hours together you can sit and play chess. If you don't like chess, you can't even concentrate for 10 minutes. You'll say it's a boring game. I don't want to do it, right? So everybody has to understand their inner strength and then move forward basically to get a job. But there are huge, enormous job opportunities in India at this point of time because everybody is talking about at this point of time China plus one strategy. And the students just need to gear up themselves to grab these opportunities. And they need to interact more with the industries to get themselves developed into these areas. Sometimes they only look into the theoretical knowledge. They need to come out of this cell and then say, okay, I want to develop this skill along with the industries. Look for a practical approach, and then getting a job is not really a big task at this point of time.
Wonderful, sir. How important do you think networking is in a student's career? And I don't see a lot of people giving enough importance to networking. So how do you think students can start their own network, and how important is it, sir?
That is a need of an hour, I call it as.
Okay.
See, most of the times you might have heard, the students who is studying in Bangalore get the more opportunities than the students studying in somewhere in the north part of Karnataka, let's say Belgaum, or Hubli. Why? Because he has got a good networking system here. Most of the companies are here.
Yes.
So he meets couple of guys who are working in their companies. Then he will understand without telling anything, what are the company requirements, how the recruitment will happen, what the companies are looking for, and so on. So that needs a kind of networking. And networking means it is not only with respect to the industries, the networking within the students group, from one college to other college, one university to other university, and with the industries, with the different software companies. That networking is extremely important to understand basically what is happening in the industry. That's why we keep on telling to the students, keep both your ears and eyes open for what is happening. Because what you are learning today, it will get obsolete within the next 5 years of time.
Yes.
Trust me, even as we are in this same industry from last 20 years, if we don't have the habit of unlearning, learning again and again, we will also become obsolete. That is how the industry is end of the day, because once you're in technological leader company, technology driven company, you need to keep on updating yourself. So that can happen only through the networking session. So you need to keep an eye what is happening in the outside industry. Because if I look at the syllabus from an engineering college, let's take an example, still they are teaching what was valid for 20 years back. Okay, so now the industry required a different set of skills that is not there even in the syllabus. It is not the student, the mistakes of the students, but when they connect it to the industry, they'll automatically comes to know what is required by industry. Then automatically they can focus on those skills.
Yes.
So networking is an extremely important factor in my point of view, where industry and education institution both should come forward. Like example, maybe Confederation of Indian Institute, like CI is also putting a lot of efforts in that direction. We want to combine education institution with industries. If you ask the industrialist, no, they'll tell, yeah, we want to help the education institutions. And if you go and ask education institution, they'll say, yeah, we want to come with industries. But what is really happening? That's a question. So that is where a huge gap is there. That we need to bridge this gap and then build a network between both industry requirement as well as education requirement.
Okay, wonderful, sir. Now, this is a question that is specific to you, sir. You joined this company as an employee at first, right? And then you worked your way up to the position of MD and COO. What things did you do right that brought you here, sir? What made you a CEO from an employee?
Good. I joined this company in October 2005. Maybe I can be frank with you. I finished my engineering in Dynasar College of Engineering, and then there was an interview at NI. Basically, it was an open examinations.
Okay.
And we traveled in the night, and then we stayed in one of the senior room basically at that point of time, and we had a nice party until 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. I don't remember. And that senior was little bit like first bench student, yeah. Then he was waking me up, come on, today you have got an interview at 7 o'clock and then you need to get and then go for a test. Which test I had to go now, That was a type of the seriousness that we had it, we were never serious. And somehow we entered into the organization and then we wrote the exam and then we came to AT&S. And that was the most fortunate part that happened to me in my point of view. And once I entered into AT&S, I could see that there is a lot of opportunities for you to learn. And it is an open environment. At least what I felt extremely good in this organization is you are open to access other documents. And if you really show the interest basically to learn and then develop yourself, the company really supports you. So within a span of, let's say, 3 years, then I got promoted as a quality engineering manager. And after 3 years, I got one more promotion as a production manager. I was heading the entire production of India plant. Then I have been promoted as a quality manager, general manager quality.
Okay.
Then once again I said, okay, now I'm done. Now it's general manager quality is done. Then at that point of time, I was already thinking, okay, what next?
Okay.
Then they said, okay, as a career path and career grows to you, you can come to Austria and then you can handle Austria, then India plant and Korea plant customer quality division.
Wonderful.
So I was a customer quality manager for the BU unit AIM, we call it as Automotive, Industrial and Medical Division. So 4 years of experience in Austria. That gives me a lot of boost and confidence basically. And whenever I was giving 100% to the company, and company was also taking care 100% of my requirements, let's put it that way.
Okay.
So it was a win-win situation for both. And that is how I could spend entire 20 years in the same company.
In the same company.
And company also understood it. During the COVID period, then I came back from Austria. I came here only, let's say, for 1 quarter or 2 quarters to support the local management here at that point of time. Then, okay, they said, whether you are ready to take over the position of COO in AT&S India. I said, why not, And I am very proud that I am one of the youngest COO of AT&S India.
Wonderful.
Of course, now the designation has changed as senior director. It is one and the same, basically. You are heading the plant, entire plant. And AT&S has got one philosophy, basically. We don't look at the age. If you are the right capable person, they will allow you to groom yourself and then they can get into any level. And I am one of the right example for it in the study. And many companies don't do it. It is not a government company, right? Where, okay, after 10 years you get next promotion, after 20 years you get this promotion and so on. That is not the state, at least in AT&S. And like example, at the age of 37, I became the CEO of the AT&S India plant. That's quite good. That worked out quite well for me end of the day.
Wonderful, sir. Now, sir, we'll move on to the rapid fire questions. Fast answers.
Let's see.
Okay. Okay. What is your favorite food, sir?
My all-time favorite is jawar roti and brinjal curry.
Oh, nice.
Because I belong to North Karnataka.
Nice.
So my mom prepares quite well. So I am a big fan of
cuisine.
Of course.
If you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would you trade with them, sir?
Again, my favorite person, Mr. Ratan Tata. Because that personality has, I keep on reading about him, what all the achievements, what he has done. You can look at him, how much awards he has got, and then why he got awards, and how he developed the company, and so on. And even at this age, what he does, basically, how much active he is. At least one day, I would like to interact with him.
Wonderful. If you could be a superhero, what would you be, sir?
To be honest, I don't believe in any of the superhero. And a couple of times, I watch Chota Bheem with my daughter.
Oh my God.
So probably just to satisfy my daughter,
I'll become
Chota Bheem end of the day.
Wonderful answer, very unique answer. And if you could have dinner with a celebrity, who would it be, sir? And what do you like about the celebrity?
If I want to go for a dinner, let's put it that way, that would be definitely Mrs. Sudha Murthy, the wife of Mr. Narayan Murthy. The answer is why. If you look at any time whenever she speaks, you can listen to her interviews or whatsoever. She is a very humble person, a down-to-earth person. At the meantime, she has reached the highest level. Basically, each and every person in India definitely knows her.
Yes.
But the way she narrates the stories, it's wonderful. Even if you read any of her books, basically, yes. I feel so much connected to her, basically. And end of the day, she narrates all her life stories into a book, and she writes it wonderfully.
Yes.
And I want to listen to her, real life stories which she has not written in the book. That would be a wonderful session along with a dinner with Sudha Murthy.
Wonderful, sir. If you could recommend a book, would you recommend a Sudha Murthy book or something else?
I read all of her books, most probably. But one of my favorite book is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. by Robin Sharma.
Okay.
I mean, this is so much correlating to any of the corporate life. If you really read the book, it is wonderful book. Even I recommend you to read the book whenever you have the free time.
Yes, sir, I love to.
And this is one of the wonderful because he narrates a complete story of a lawyer, and then how he gets into depression, then once again how he comes back into his life, and so on. So every corporate professional, one or other times, they get depressed, and then how to regenerate yourself basically into the life. That's a wonderful book.
Okay, wonderful. What kind of music do you listen to, sir? Do you listen to my music, sir?
Let's put in this way. Most of the times, my music depends on who is along with me, because most of the times I don't get remote in my house. So if I'm traveling with my daughter, then she chooses Western music. Okay, I love to listen to Western music with my daughter. If I'm traveling with my dad, then he wants to listen to the old Hindi songs. Then I go with him basically. And if I'm traveling with my wife, so it depends on her mood. Whether it is a romantic song or it is a Kannada song, whatever she prefers. So it depends on basically the surroundings. But I am used to listen to a lot of old Hindi songs and Kannada songs.
Wonderful. What is your favorite movie, sir?
There are two favorite movies of mine, all-time favorites I can call it as. One is Three Idiots, and second one is Sultan.
Nice choices, sir. They are very good movies.
Yeah, because Three Idiots you can correlate your engineering degree, where you can have a couple of idiots along with you, of course, and everyone has excelled at the same time. And you can correlate a couple of characters, to your friends and then your college life. Sultan, because again goes back to my never give up attitude.
Yes.
So there is one punch dialogue, what is that? Sultan ko agar koi hara sakta hai, to sirf Sultan hara sakta hai. That means basically nobody else can defeat you other than yourself.
Yes.
So that is what I believe in.
Yes.
So sometimes I tell, okay, this movie has got a real meaning to the life. That's how I like these two movies.
Wonderful, sir. This is an interesting question. If you won a lottery of 1 crore and you had to spend it in one day, how would you spend it, sir?
Basically, I want to give this entire 1 crore rupees for the development of the primary schools, especially the Kannada schools. Because whenever I visit them, there are a lot of basic necessities that needs to upgrade it. And when I compare it to the English medium schools or the private schools, there are a lot of basic infrastructure that is missing. I'd love to spend this money onto the primary schools development. That's how I want to make use of it.
Wonderful, sir.